Hi.
Hi.
You must be Moji.
I am Moji, yes.
Moji. Yeah?
Moji, yes.
Okay, soft. I'm Dan, as you know, and here with Moji,
Hi.
who you've probably already seen demonstrate some of the exercises in the program. And the reason I wanted to sit down with Moji is because she has an unusual and extraordinary group of skills, including yoga. She's a yoga instructor, and she used to own a yoga studio, and she is a long-time, highly regarded fitness trainer, and you'll see that why when you watch the videos. But Moji is also a fitness competitor, and you've done at least three, right? At least three competitions or more?
Well, I've done more.
Okay.
I started like 10 years ago. I competed for, I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years, and I stopped. And then COVID happened. And like everybody else, I just picked up really bad habits. And, you know, drinking, not working out, and eating bad, and just really getting away from what felt really comfortable in my skin. And I went back to my previous job as a trainer and was not fit and didn't feel good in my body. Yeah, I wasn't fit and I didn't feel good in my body. And I did try to do like the things I tell my clients to do, you know, eat right, work out, and it worked a little bit, but it still didn't take me where I wanted to be.
Okay. That's an important point, because we as athletes may have a different bar that we want to meet than people who are, you know, we consider our peers, but maybe don't have the same level of dedication and discipline. And it's even more specialized if you're trying to achieve something in a particular sport, and in that sport in particular, because that is about aesthetics and balance and strength and leanness.
I do think everybody, I really do believe everybody has the discipline and what they call motivation to do what they want if they want it.
Right.
If they want it bad enough.
Right. That's a good point.
So for me, it was my birthday last year, September 19th. I turned 58, and I'm thinking, 60 is around the corner. And how is it I want to be? How do I want to approach my 60s? Right. You know, I thought, I want to be a kick-ass, you know, strong woman.
Sure.
And so my birthday, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do another competition, because I need a goal like that. Right. When I know I have to be in front of people half naked, you know, sure. you think differently.
Of course. So
I hired a coach right away that day.
Okay, so let's pause here for a second. So you hired a coach because as educated and clear as you are on what works for you for general health and wellness and fitness, the level of fitness that you normally maintain, this was a different area of specialty, right? So you recognize that you benefit from that expertise.
For me personally, I know me. You got to know yourself. Yeah. I know I need to be held accountable. Okay. So having somebody that I had to check in, and also told me what to do. Sure. Even though I know what to do, I wanted somebody I didn't want to think about it. Right. Tell me what I'm going to eat, tell me what my workout is, even though I knew what to do. Right. And yeah, I needed a coach. I think everybody needs a coach. No matter how much you know, you just need what is it called? A map. Right. Of how to get the roadmap to get there. Yeah. And everybody has a different roadmap, and you click with somebody, you're like, okay, I like this person's roadmap, I'm going to go with this person. Right.
And there's objectivity that somebody with a different background brings to the table too. Right? So tell me how, I want to be respectful of your time, what are the one or two things that were fundamentally different, if at all, with your training in terms of exercise choice or intensity or accumulated volume lifting? What would you say were the top 2 or 3 things that you did differently than you do just year-round to stay in great shape?
So the basics were the staples. Okay. The squats, the deadlifts, the glute bridges, And I kind of had gotten away from that because of, like, I don't know what I was thinking. But going back to the basics was like, oh, okay. And it worked, because I hadn't done it in a while.
You can.
So as far as the exercise concern was the basics, the fundamentals that is so important, and I think people overlook.
I could not agree more, and that's really that's foundational to our program, and we share that philosophy. So just real quick, any significant differences in how you approached eating or composition, or say the flow of calories over the course of the day, bumping under protein? What would you say are the biggest changes preparing for competition on the eating side?
So absolutely it's going to be a balanced nutrition.
Right.
Your carbs versus your fats and your protein.
Right.
So I was focusing on building muscles, so I had more protein, 150 grams of protein
That's what I shoot for.
100 and I think it was 140 grams of carbs and 45 grams of fat.
Okay.
That was my daily, and I think I have that posted somewhere on my social media. Yeah, it's just focusing on that. So she gave me the diet on the days, the last 4 weeks of approaching the fitness competition was, I really was very focused on it. Like I was really dieting, you know, following the diet. Before that, I was kind of what we call macro counting. I was counting my macros.
Sure.
In my head, I'm like, okay, this is, 25 grams of protein. This is, so it was kind of approximate.
Okay, sure.
So you can play around if you know your food.
Right. That's great. So did you drink more water?
A gallon a day. A gallon a day. That's the toughest part.
Yeah.
And as a teacher, yoga teacher, group instructor.
Excuse me, you have to run to the restroom.
I got to run to the and there have been so many times I've put people into Shavasana and I'm running to the bathroom.
You love Shavasana.
They know. I don't know how many of them know. Sometimes I announce, I'm like, people, I'm going to put you in Shavasana. I'm running to the bathroom.
Well, thank you so much for making it so accessible and so clear about, and I'm sure you would agree, the fitter you are going into an endeavor like that, the better off you are than, if you're in terrible shape or whatever. And the other thing specifically about the water, a lot of people don't realize that if you're eating more protein, that requires more water to metabolize. So you need to stay on top of that, not just for, normal purposes of trying to avoid dehydration and all the health issues with that.
I have one more thing to add. Aside from the exercise and aside from the food, is sleep.
Oh, I'm really glad that you mentioned that.
That's the first domino.
Okay. That's a great
That's the first domino. You have to have good night's sleep.
Okay.
I mean, that's first domino. Whatever you can do, all that. And I think I have videos on that too.
Okay,
somewhere about sleeping.
As you know, anything that you have that is of value to people, I'm going to encourage you to post that on our free Facebook group, Science-Based Fitness and Nutrition for Over 50.
So as the one thing I found, this was life-changing this time around with my coach giving me these supplements. As a woman going through menopause and then struggling with not being able to sleep for about 8 years, ever since I've been going. I haven't been able to get a good night's sleep until I started taking magnesium.
Okay. Yeah, and I do hear good things about that.
I mean, that was like life-changing. I can sleep 8 hours a night now.
I think a lot of times athletes don't realize, especially over 50 athletes, don't realize that we tend to be more likely to be deficient in certain nutrients than our younger counterparts, and especially if we're working so hard that we might be right on the edge of overtraining. It's so important to get that recuperation.
I was one of those who was hard-headed. I'm like, I don't want to take pills. I don't want to take supplements. And I wasn't going to go there. I was going to have it with food. Yeah. But I wasn't even eating enough, so.
Yeah, it's so, well, again, not all supplements are created equal. And that's one of the, the ISSN, International Society of Sports Nutrition, categorizes that as effective and not harmful. So
sleeping.
Yeah,
work on your sleeping.
Well, thank you so much for your time and sharing that that experience and insight with all of us. And good luck on your next competition.
Thank you.